All right, let's dive in. Today, we're heading to Vienna to unlock the gates of Schönbrunn Palace. This place is just epic. It's where imperial dreams were literally built from gold and stone, and its story goes way beyond Austria's borders. So let's get right to it. Okay, let's kick things off with a number that'll kind of blow your mind. Over 2 million. Yeah, that's how many people are drawn to Schönbrunn every single year. So, this isn't just some stuffy old museum, right? It's a living, breathing monument, a true cornerstone of Austrian culture. And the size? Whoa! The entire estate is spread out over 1,400 acres. I mean, think about that. They didn't just build a palace, they built a whole world for themselves. It was meant to be this massive symbol of an empire's power, all wrapped up in these incredible walls and gardens.
So how did a place like this even come to be? Well, we've got to go back to the beginning, back to an emperor with a seriously grand vision, and the architecture that brought it all to life.
Schönbrunn has really lived a few different lives. It started out in the 18th century as like a fancy summer home for the emperor, but it pretty quickly became a major hub for European politics. And now, its role has changed again. Today, it's this amazing museum that keeps all that incredible history safe for us to see.
When you look at the palace, you'll see it's kind of speaking two different languages, architecturally. You've got the Baroque style, which is all about being big, bold, and powerful. You see it in the huge arches and grand staircases. But then, mixed right in, you have these super delicate and detailed Rococo touches. And that mix wasn't an accident. It was a statement. It was saying, we're powerful, but we're also incredibly sophisticated.
Okay, let's head through those doors. Because once you're inside, that's when you really see the mind-blowing wealth of the Habsburg dynasty on full display. The inside is just one incredible space after another. You've got the Great Hall with its ridiculously high ceilings. You can just imagine the huge ceremonies they had there. And then you have the imperial apartments, which give you a peek into their private world. Seriously, every single room has its own story to tell.
And the detail here is just on another level. Get this, the famous golden staircase, it has more than 1,000 little golden ornaments on it. 1,000! That just shows you the insane amount of skill and, let's be honest, money that went into every single inch of this place.
Yeah, nothing in here was done by accident. Every room was designed to send the message, and this quote really nails it. The whole point was to be a showcase of the opulence and grandeur of the Habsburg dynasty. No holding back there.
But hey, Schönbrunn isn't just about the building itself, it's also a world-class museum. The art collection is just huge. We're talking over 1,000 paintings and more than 10,000 works of art when you count everything. And this wasn't just wallpaper for them, it was a power move. It was about building a cultural legacy.
And we're not talking about just any art. The quality is top-notch. You're walking past works by masters like Van Dyck and Rubens. Plus, the palace has this deep connection to cultural icons, like the composer Johann Strauss II. It was a real hub for the arts.
All right, as amazing as the inside is, the story doesn't stop there. Let's head back outside and explore the imperial grounds, because what they did with the landscape is just as impressive as the palace itself.
And to give you a sense of the scale, the palace building is actually a pretty small piece of the puzzle. The gardens, just the perfectly manicured parts, take up 250 acres. It's this enormous living piece of art that was just as vital to the whole experience as the building itself.
And we're not talking about your average backyard garden here. These were designed down to the last leaf by famous landscape architects. The whole idea was to create this perfect, controlled version of nature. Every single statue, fountain, and path was put there for a reason, to wow the royal court.
So, we've seen the arts, the architecture, the gardens, but that's not the whole story. Schönbrunn has a secret side, too. We're talking ghost stories, military secrets, and, you might not expect this, a connection to modern Hollywood.
All that glitz and grandeur is amazing, but what's really going on beneath the surface? Because a place this old has got to have some secrets.
Oh, and it definitely delivers on the secrets. For starters, there's a whole system of secret tunnels under the palace that go way back to the 1700s. People also say the ghost of Empress Maria Theresa still wanders the halls. And get this, it was even used as a military HQ during the Napoleonic Wars. How cool is that? And its time in the spotlight didn't end with Napoleon. That classic epic look has made it a go-to spot for filmmakers. You've probably seen it without even realizing it, in movies like The Grand Budapest Hotel and even in the massive hit Game of Thrones.
So where does that leave the palace today? Well, it's now owned by the Austrian government, and they've done an incredible job preserving it. And the best part is, its doors are open for all of us to see. It's gone from being this private playground for emperors to a cultural treasure that belongs to everyone.
I mean, what a journey, right? From a symbol of absolute power to a world-class museum and even a Hollywood movie set. It really makes you wonder, what's next for Schönbrunn? What new stories will those walls have to tell hundreds of years from now?